Hey guys, Liam here. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Welcome back to another episode of MetroMania, the ongoing 16 Pokemon Metronome-only double battle tournament where we try and find out who's going to be the champion, and no one has any idea who's going to win because it's all Metronome based, it's all RNG, but it's all good fun. If you're already a fan of MetroMania and you're ready for more, make sure you hit that like button. Let's go for 1,500. You can't have half a like. 1,500, like 1,500 likes on this episode. Hit subscribe if you're new so you never miss an episode, and share the video with a friend. And don't forget, as always, use code ACE to save yourself some money on the lovely G Fuel. We're drinking Bahama Mama today. You can get money off with code ACE on iNice2You. G Fuel's beautiful, gets me through my day. But without further ado, you're here for quarterfinal 3. But before we get into the battles, let's take a look at the beautiful brackets. In the second of our quarterfinals, Lucario pulled it out the bag and defeated Hitmontop. Hitmontop did show a little bit of heart in the middle, but unfortunately it wasn't enough. Lucario steamrolls on to take on Toxicroak in the semi-finals. Of course, we have 2 positions left in the semi-finals to fill, and we're going to fill one of those this week as Mienshao takes on Sirfetch'd, who's going to the semi-finals. So here we go, Mienshao versus Sirfetch'd. A lot of people are anticipating this battle. A lot of people have been very interested in these Pokemon, kind of wild cards in this tournament. Although Sirfetch'd and Mienshao both carry a lot of attack prowess, but Mienshao's very fragile in defense. Although Sirfetch'd, of course, has that base 95 defense, so it's probably laughing a bit. Oh, and already Shiny Mienshao, who has Reckless, fails a high jump kick, which is powered up by the Reckless ability, and then takes crash damage from it. That's so unfortunate. Here's a Shadow Ball from Mienshao. Start as we mean to go on, I suppose. Doing a decent chunk of damage there to regular Sirfetch'd, but wow, Mienshao knocking itself down on the first turn. That's rough. Avoids, Shiny Mienshao avoids what would have been a devastating Giga Impact right there. Over to regular Sirfetch'd, who's going to go for Drill Run onto which of the Mienshao? Onto the regular Mienshao. It's not been a good start for the more fragile team there. That high jump kick is going to cost the Mienshao team dearly in this first round of this quarterfinal battle. Shiny Mienshao, what are you going to do this time? Goes for Tar Shot. So going to slow down Shiny Sirfetch'd and make it vulnerable to fire-type moves. There we go. Speed goes down 1 stage, and fire-type moves will now be super effective on that Shiny Sirfetch'd. Regular Mienshao follows up with Parting Shot, going to lower the attack and special attack of Shiny Sirfetch'd, make it that little bit weaker in attack, which is what you need, really. The special attack, not so much to worry about, since it's only base 68 special attack, but still, lowering it, you can't fault it. Here's a Spark, though, from the regular Sirfetch'd. Great damage there to Mienshao. Just the comparison, base 135 attack versus 60 defense. We'd see multi-attack coming out from Shiny Sirfetch'd, and oh my word, we have a Mienshao down already. Isn't it turn 2? Oh boy, this could be an absolute massacre if Mienshao is not careful. Shiny Mienshao is a sitting duck right now. No pun intended, given its opponent. Here we see Shiny Mienshao going to go for Wing Attack, which will be super effective on regular Sirfetch'd. It's a good chunk of damage, but it needs to dish out more punishment than that if it's going to even things up. If it's going to make it 1 Pokemon versus 1. Here's a Vacuum Wave from Sirfetch'd, dealing a good chunk of damage there to Mienshao. Over to Shiny Sirfetch'd now with the follow-up. It's going to go for Wonder Room. That is an opportunity for Mienshao right there. So Wonder Room swaps defense and special defense stats, which means now that if Mienshao does any special moves, it's going to be more effective against if it's going to go for any physical moves, it's going to be more effective now because Sirfetch'd has reduced its special defense down to 82 rather than 95. There's the mean look. That's a wasted turn, though. Over to regular Sirfetch'd, who probably smells a victory on the horizon, going for U-turn on Mienshao there. How much damage will that do for a not very effective hit? It still puts Mienshao in the danger zone, and it's not looking good. This is very tense. We see a super effective peck from Shiny Sirfetch'd, and that is all she wrote for round 1. Mienshao is down, and it's 1-0. Mienshao 0. Sirfetch'd 1. The Sirfetch'd team looking confident as ever as Mienshao needs to do quick offense. Mienshao needs to do what Mienshao does best, which is quick, fiery offense. ASAP. Do not hesitate. Do not try and build up defenses. Just go hammer is what they need to do. Misty Terrain, the opposite, really, of what I'd said they should do, but why not? It's not as bad a mistake as the mistake they made at the start of the last round. So no one's going to be getting any status conditions, which means the Mienshao team can't even burn the Sirfetch'd or paralyze them. which would really help them. Regular Mienshao goes for Aromatherapy. That's a waste of a turn because there's no status conditions on the field right now, especially not with Misty Terrain up. And here's regular Sirfetch'd going for Scald, a turn 1 Scald. At least it won't burn. At least it won't burn. Shiny Mienshao taking a big chunk of damage there. Now over to Shiny Sirfetch'd. What's on its mind? It's going to go for Nuzzle, which is going to land on the Shiny Mienshao there for a good chunk of damage. Of course, no paralysis coming with it, though. Normally, Nuzzle has guaranteed paralysis, but not under Misty Terrain. So that's one plus for the Mienshao team. Here we see Mienshao getting ready. The standard Mienshao is going to go for Flail, which I guess it's lost some HP, so it's going to be it's Flail's always rubbish, let's face it. And here's Shiny Mienshao, though, who's going to follow up with Dragon Pulse. That's what you need to do. You need to be on the offense as much as possible. It's barely a hit with the Dragon Pulse, though. The special attack of Mienshao, 95. I thought that would have done more, to be honest. Here's a Metal Claw from Sirfetch'd, showing the Mienshao team how it's done. Gets the attack increase as well. This is not boding well for Mienshao. Here we see a regular Sirfetch'd who's going to go for Giga Impact. They're trying it again. That's absolutely going to slay. And it's on the weaker Mienshao there. So Shiny Mienshao goes down. Regular Mienshao has to pick up the pieces. Oh my word. It's been a while since we've seen domination like this. The Sirfetch'd team have barely lost any HP. That's absurd. Here we see Ice Beam from Mienshao. Not going to be able to freeze Sirfetch'd, though. So it's a decent chunk of damage, though, on that Shiny Sirfetch'd. And, of course, regular Sirfetch'd has to recharge after the Giga Impact. Shiny Sirfetch'd, though, is going to go for Overheat onto the Mienshao there. Of course, that's going to reduce the special attack harshly of that Sirfetch'd, so that is very much going to help Mienshao going forward. It can certainly turn it around from here. It just needs to be very lucky and very smart. So here we see Mienshao. What's on its mind? What's going on in its brain? Goes for Poison Powder during Misty Terrain that your team set up. Oh my word, it's painful. Here's a Stomp from regular Sirfetch'd there, doing huge damage to Mienshao, and now Shiny Sirfetch'd probably senses a victory. It's going for revenge. Is that Sirfetch'd going to the semi-finals? It is. Mienshao is down. It now has to fight for pride. And we've not seen a massacre like that in a long time. I feel genuinely bad for Mienshao, but it's almost like it didn't try. That was painful to watch. So Sirfetch'd, for those wondering, but those who are new to Metromania and don't quite get how it works, Mienshao has lost. Mienshao going for Curse on the first turn, going to increase its attack and its defense, but lower its speed. Mienshao is not going to the semi-finals. Sirfetch'd is guaranteed to go to the semi-finals. It has 2 victories out of 3, but Mienshao now gets the opportunity to battle for its pride. This third round now is for pride. Accel Rock from regular Mienshao onto Shiny Sirfetch'd there. Not going to deal a great deal of damage there. Shiny Sirfetch'd, though, is going to fire back, and it's going to go for Facade onto which of the Mienshao there? Onto the regular Mienshao for a huge chunk of damage. That's disgusting right there. This could be a very easy 3-0 for Sirfetch'd. Goes for Aurora Veil. That fails because Hail is not in effect. The power behind Sirfetch'd compared to the fragile defenses of Mienshao, it's just a bad matchup, man. The random number generator that put them in the position to gain the victories that they got and then put them to here was just so cruel. So cruel. Shiny Sirfetch'd, regular Sirfetch'd barely feeling that Ember. Shiny Sirfetch'd says, I don't care, goodbye, goes for Memento, dropping the attack and special attack of Shiny Mienshao by 2 stages apiece, taking itself out of the equation. They're so confident they can get a 3-0 that they're going to fight 1 versus 2. They've turned it into a handicap match. Incredible. Here we see Leaf Storm. Hey, you know what? Leaf Blade is one of Sirfetch'd's bread and butter, so interesting to see Leaf Storm. Drops its special attack by 2 stages whilst doing decent damage to regular Mienshao. Now Shiny Mienshao fires off Agility, going to increase its speed. I mean, sure, you're already faster, but why not? Unless you're planning... No, you wouldn't be planning Trick Room, and that wouldn't make sense if you were. So don't really know the point of that. That was a wasted turn, which might be the undoing of Shiny Mienshao here. Shiny Mienshao, though, now it's the fastest thing on the field, is going to move first. It's going to go for Roleplay and copy the ability of regular Sirfetch'd, which I believe is Steadfast. So getting rid of Reckless, I mean, sure, why not? Don't really see how that's going to benefit you at this point. We see regular Mienshao, who's going to go for Scary Face and lower the speed of the already slowest thing on the field, so they're just wasting time at this point. They're just increasing the ad revenue for Ace Trainer Liam. And do you know what? That's really handy. If we could increase the ad revenue, if we could increase the searchability, if we could put more comments to help with the algorithm, I'd really appreciate it. That Parabolic Charge, critical hit on Shiny Mienshao, hits both Mienshao though, and gives a little bit of HP back to regular Sirfetch'd there. Almost, actually putting it back at full hit HP. So a great play there with that Parabolic Charge. Shades of Heliolisk right there. Over to Shiny Mienshao now, starting off the next turn. What's it going to do? It's going to go for Cotton Guard and increase its defense. Not a bad play, because with your partner's HP right now, you're probably going to end up as the only member of your team very close. So increasing its defense by 3 stages, I should say. Here we see Supersonic avoided from the regular Mienshao, avoided by Sirfetch'd. Sirfetch'd fires back with Razor Leaf, avoided by regular Mienshao there. So only going to hit the shiny. You got to think that probably would have done a decent amount of damage. Actually, no. Special attack is Razor Leaf. No, it's not. It's physical. I don't remember with Razor Leaf. Who cares? We always overwrite Razor Leaf with something better. Here we see Shiny Mienshao with Tail Slap. How much damage is this going to dish out? Is it going to get the 5 hits? We got 2. We're going for a 3rd. Are we getting a 4th? We are getting a 4th. Do we get the Quinfector? We do. 5 hits on the Tail Slap from Mienshao and a critical hit to finish off. Very good play there. Nearly taking half of Sirfetch'd max HP. Regular Mienshao fires back with Shockwave onto that Sirfetch'd. How much damage will that deal? It does a decent chunk. Sirfetch'd kind of on the ropes right now. Probably wants to fire back with something. Goes for Floral Healing. Onto which of the Mienshao there? Onto the weaker of the two. Healing it back up. This is an interesting show of respect right here from Sirfetch'd. Wow. So Sirfetch'd putting itself at a disadvantage with the Floral Healing. I think the Sirfetch'd team are being nice. I think they're taking pity on Mienshao. Here's Revenge, the move that took Mienshao out of this competition. Onto Sirfetch'd there, bringing it into the danger zone. Did Sirfetch'd just throw the game to show respect to its opponent? We see Hurricane avoided by Sirfetch'd there. Now it's Sirfetch'd's opportunity to fire back. What's it going to do here? Going to go for double hit, which will be a guaranteed 2 hits there. Does barely any damage to the massively defense increased Mienshao there. The shiny Mienshao, I should say. So Sirfetch'd is definitely in a disadvantage in this Pride round of Metromania. We see Heavy Slam from the shiny Mienshao there. I mean, how much damage is Heavy Slam going to do? Is it going to be enough? It's not quite enough, so it's over to regular Mienshao to see if it can deal the finishing blow. Goes for Shadow Punch, and that might be it. Shadow Punch takes out Sirfetch'd. I think that's the first Pokemon to leave with their Pride. So Sirfetch'd goes through to the semi-finals. Our 3rd semi-finalist. Mienshao leaves with its Pride intact, makes its fans proud on the way out. But goodbye, Mienshao. Sirfetch'd has moved on to the semi-finals. We've got Toxicroak, we've got Lucario, we've got Sirfetch'd. Next week, it's Conkeldurr versus Pangoro in our final quarterfinal.
So that'll do it for another episode of Metromania. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. If you're new, hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to support the channel like the beautiful people here, do pledge to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/AceTrainerLiam. And to save money on G Fuel, use code ACE. But until next time, I'm Ace Trainer Liam. Keep on training.